Hello, this is Katie. Thank you for agreeing to participate in this pilot project where we're trying to use Canvas to assess our SLOs. And so I'm going to demonstrate how you can import outcomes into your Canvas course and then attach them to a rubric or an assignment to use them to grade and to assess student outcomes. Bear with me, I'm still figuring this out myself. So I'm in my course right now, Read 120, and if you go to the outcomes link over on the left, you won't see any outcomes unless you've added them manually, but for this project we need to find the outcome. So Najib is going to enter the course outcomes, outcomes for your course that you have provided to us. So what you do is you click on Find Outcomes. You'll probably it'll look something like this. You'll see Palomar, you'll click on Palomar account standards, and then you'll see there'll be a list of outcomes, and so you click on your outcome and then just click Import. So I have two outcomes, they're already here in my course. Okay, so that's the first step, is importing the outcomes into the course. Don't create your own outcome. Go and find the outcome that Najib added to Canvas at the administrative level. So then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add it to an assignment. So let me see here. I have a fake assignment. So I just created this assignment to show you how you can add a rubric. So say I have this assignment and I can create a rubric for this assignment. I can make this the assignment rubric, and I can add some criterion to it. I'm just making stuff up here. Make this one, I guess this will be number 2, should have been number 1. It's okay. I can change, I can add, and I can create my own rubric here. I can assign whatever points I want. So this is what I'm going to grade the students on for their assignment. So I can add as many criterion. I can have as many levels for grading for each criterion as I'd like. Then I'm going to, down here I'm going to select Use this rubric for assignment grading, because I like to grade using rubrics. But I can add the outcome that I imported into this course. So where it says Find Outcome, I'm going to click on that. I'm going to find the outcome, the ones that I've imported into my class. I'm going to find the outcome that I would like to attach to this assignment so I can determine whether or not students have met the outcome. So this is it. It's important, you see this little box right here, use this criterion for scoring. If you don't want this outcome, these numbers here, 5, 3, 0, which we'll talk about that at another time, those are pre-designated. We have to assign them before importing them. That they have different values. They have nothing to do with grading. So I recommend that you uncheck the box that says use this criterion for scoring, and then I'm going to click Import. Okay, and now it's added this outcome to my rubric. So I'm going to use these 2 rows here to actually grade my student's assignment. This is what I would use to determine whether or not they've met the outcome. So I can have as many rows as I want here. This is something that we can use to determine if they've met the outcome. And then after we've done this, after we've graded students' assignments, we can run reports. We can pull reports to see how many students met the outcome, to just look at this row alone and not even worrying about this up here, because this has to do with the assignment, not necessarily the outcome. So then I click here, Create Rubric. I don't mind. So it's still only worth 20 points. You see, it's worth 20 points. This outcome doesn't impact my grading at all. I'm not going to publish it because it's just a fake one. So this is an example of how you'd add that course outcome that you imported to an assignment. You can do the same thing for discussion boards or quizzes in Canvas. You can add an outcome. You can attach it to a quiz or a discussion board. You just have to find it. You have to figure out how to add it. So for example, for this I created a fake discussion board. So but over here I have to go to Settings, and there's an Add Rubric, and I can, again, this is a rubric. I can add a rubric here. Maybe I want to grade them on a certain item. I can do something here. say I'm going to grade them on value assumptions. It's the assignment's worth 15 points. Click OK. You know, you can use, like I said, you can click here, view a longer description. You can write more information so the student knows what is expected of them for this particular criterion. Okay, and the same thing here, I'm in this discussion board. If I click Find Outcome, I can add the outcome, your course outcome, to this. Again, I would uncheck that Use Criterion for Scoring, click Import, and it adds it. And I can create the rubric, and now I have a rubric for the discussion board. So any kind of assignment in Canvas, you can add an outcome. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what it looks like when you're grading. So let's just take this student for example. So I have this assignment here. This is the student's assignment. Here is the rubric for this course, and I'm viewing the rubric. So these are the criteria for the assignment, and you can see the students received points for them, and there's also a rubric. There's also a line here for that outcome, my course outcome, and you just click here, if you click wherever the student is. So I'm clicked meets expectations. Okay, I can go on grading the rest of the assignment. That outcome has nothing to do with the student's assignment. And then I click Save, and now I've saved the rubric with that outcome. It says here, the student meets expectations. So now what I want to show you is, once I find it, going back to the outcomes here, I can attach this outcome to as many assignments as I'd like. So if I click on the outcome now, I can actually, here are all the aligned items. These are the assignments that I personally have attached to this outcome because it's a big outcome and I want to be able to measure it. For me personally, I want to measure it multiple times with assignments to see if they're improving and if they're getting it. That's just my practice. You could just attach it to one assignment. And then down below, you can see how the students are doing. You can see the student mastered. If I click all outcome results for the student, it shows me these are the outcomes for the class. Here's this outcome that I'm measuring. If I click on the show artifacts, it shows me that this student mastered the outcome through this assignment and mastered the outcome through this assignment. Okay, so that's kind of a quick rundown on how you import the outcomes into your course and how you can attach them to an assignment. The next step of this pilot then, if we do this, if we import the outcomes, attach them to assignments, use them to assess students, then at the end of the semester we can work with academic technology to pull reports from our courses, and we can do this across sections. So we can use the same outcome in multiple courses and multiple course sections and then pull out the results, not looking at instructors and just pulling out student IDs, not even, not focusing on student names, just to see how well students did in terms of meeting that outcome. Thank you. I hope this makes sense, and I'm going to follow up with you. I just wanted you to get a quick sense as to what you're getting yourself into. Thanks. This view